My girlfriend posted, "When your BF works in sanitation," mocking my job. I'm a surgeon. I work in sanitizing operating rooms between surgeries. I commented, "I sanitize ORs so surgeons like me can save lives." Then I added my medical degree and hospital badge. When her comments section exploded. Original post. I, 33 male, am an orthopedic surgeon. I finished my residency 2 years ago, and I've been on staff at a level 1 trauma center since. For anyone who doesn't know, orthopedic surgery is bones, joints, ligaments, the stuff that keeps you walking. I spent 4 years of undergrad, 4 years of medical school, 5 years of residency, and 1 fellowship year to get here. That's 14 years of training after high school. I still have $287,000 in student loans. I drive a 2019 Civic because that's what responsible debt management looks like when you owe the GDP of a small island nation. I say all that not to brag, but to establish context for what my girlfriend of 8 months decided to post on her Instagram to her 14K followers. She's a content creator. Mostly lifestyle stuff, outfit hauls, brunch reviews, day in my life content. She's been growing her platform and takes it very seriously, which I've always supported. I've held the camera for her. I pretended to be surprised when she surprised me with stuff on camera that she'd already told me about off camera. I've been a good sport. A few weeks ago, she was visiting me at the hospital. I was between surgeries and had about a 40-minute gap. She wanted to bring me lunch, which was sweet. She came up to the surgical floor, and I met her in the staff lounge area. I was in my scrubs, had my surgical cap on, and was carrying a bottle of the enzymatic cleaning solution we use between procedures. I've been helping the OR team turn over the room because we were short-staffed that day, and I'm not the kind of surgeon who thinks he's above wiping down a table. She took a photo of me holding the cleaning solution bottle and the container of sterile wipes. I didn't think anything of it. She takes photos of everything. 2 days later, I'm scrolling Instagram before bed, and I see her post. It's the photo of me, cropped so you can't see my hospital badge or the surgical floor behind me. Just me in scrubs, holding cleaning supplies. The caption read, "When your BF works in sanitation, wastebasket faced with tears of joy, still love him though. Not everyone can be ambitious babe, LOL, hashtag couple goals, hashtag honest girlfriend, hashtag love is love." 14,000 followers saw that. I read it 3 times to make sure I wasn't misunderstanding something. I checked the comments. Her friends, people I'd met at dinners, people who'd been to my apartment, were playing along. Her best friend commented, "Girl, you're too good for him, LMAO skull." Her sister commented, "At least he has a job, I guess," faced with tears of joy. Some random follower, "Queen, you deserve a man with goals, not a mop broom." She'd replied to almost every comment with laughing emojis. Not once did she correct anyone. Not once did she say, "Actually, he's a doctor," or "It's a joke." She let 14,000 people think she was dating a janitor, and she was being a good girlfriend by staying with him despite that. And look, there's nothing wrong with being a janitor. My grandfather was a custodian at a public school for 31 years. Hardest working man I've ever known. But that's not the point. The point is she deliberately misrepresented what I do to make herself look generous and superior for still loving me despite my low job. She manufactured a narrative where she was the charitable girlfriend sticking by her loser boyfriend. For content. For engagement. I sat there for about 20 minutes just staring at my phone. My first instinct was to call her and lose it, but I didn't. I took a screenshot of the post, every comment, and every reply she made. Then I did something I never do on social media. I commented, "Hey babe, just to clarify for everyone, I'm an orthopedic surgeon at hospital. The cleaning supplies in the photo are enzymatic surgical instrument cleaners I was using to help turn over in or between my cases. I sanitize operating rooms so surgeons like me can save lives. Here's my medical degree and hospital badge for anyone curious." And I attached 2 photos in the comment. One was my diploma. The other was my hospital ID badge with my title clearly visible, orthopedic surgery, attending physician. I put my phone down and went to sleep. I woke up to 94 notifications. Her post had gone semi-viral. Not millions of views viral, but her comments had jumped from about 80 to over 900 overnight. People were absolutely roasting her. Not just strangers, her own followers were turning. Girl, you try to clown a surgeon for engagement? Skull skull. This is the most cell phone I've ever seen on this app. He saves lives, and you make brunch content. Sit down. Ma'am, that man fixed his spines, and you mocked him for cleaning? Her best friend had deleted her comment. Her sister's comment was still up, but she'd added a reply under it. Wait, I thought she said he worked at a cleaning company? WTF. So she'd lied to her own sister about what I do. That one hit different. My girlfriend called me at 7:15 a.m. I was already at the hospital prepping for a 7:30 case, so I let it go to voicemail. She left a message that was half crying, half furious. Why would you do that? You humiliated me in front of my entire following. You could have just texted me privately. I would have taken it down. You didn't have to make me look like an idiot. I didn't respond until after my surgery. Around noon, I texted her, you deliberately cropped out my badge, lied about my career, and let hundreds of people mock me for 2 days. I corrected the record. If the truth makes you look bad, that's not my problem. She replied, you're being so dramatic. It was a joke. You have zero sense of humor. I said, cool. We should talk in person. She said, fine. Tonight. That conversation is update 1, and y'all are not ready. Update 1, 4 days later. All right, y'all asked for it. Here's what happened when we talked. She came to my apartment that evening. I could tell she'd been crying, but she walked in with this energy like SHE was the wrong party. She sat on the couch, crossed her arms, and said, I can't believe you embarrassed me like that. My DMs are a disaster. People are calling me a clout chaser. I said, people are calling you that because you clout chased. She said, it was content. You don't understand how social media works. Everything is exaggerated for engagement. I wasn't actually making fun of you. I said, you captioned it, not everyone can be ambitious. You hashtagged it honest girlfriend. You let your best friend say you were too good for me. Which part was the joke? She didn't have an answer for that. She just stared at me and then pivoted. Classic move. She said, you know what? Maybe I wouldn't have to exaggerate for content if you were more supportive of my platform. You never promote me. You never do couples content with me. I have to create storylines because you won't give me real ones. So now it was my fault she lied about my career because I didn't perform enough for her Instagram. Got it. I told her I needed a few days to think about things. She left upset, and honestly, I was exhausted. I'd done a 6-hour surgery that morning reconstructing a teenager's shattered femur from a car accident, and I just didn't have the bandwidth to argue about Instagram captions. Over the next 2 days, something happened that I didn't expect. Her post was still up. She hadn't deleted it. The comments were now over 1,500, and the ratio was brutal. Easily 90% people roasting her. But she left it up. I couldn't figure out why until my buddy, who also follows her, texted me, bro, check her stories. She'd pivoted. She was doing a whole, I'm being cyber-bullied arc in her Instagram stories. Screenshots of mean DMs, with no context of course. A tearful video about how one mistake was being used to destroy her. A text post that said, when your partner chooses public humiliation over a private conversation, broken heart, hashtag toxic relationships, hashtag mental health, hashtag be Kindenline. She was using MY correction of her lie as content. She turned herself into the victim of her own post. And it was working, sort of. She'd gained about 2,000 followers from the drama. Some people were defending her. She made a joke, and he publicly destroyed her. That's abusive. Imagine humiliating your girlfriend instead of talking to her. Men will embarrass you before they'll communicate. Meanwhile, my phone was blowing up from her family. Her mother called me and said, I will never forget this. You need to apologize publicly and tell everyone it was a joke. You're ruining her brand. She's worked 14,000 strangers, and I'm the one with the ego. Her father sent me a text that just said, daughter handled MY business publicly first. That's literally why we're here.